Hey guys, it's Hannah, and today I'm coming to you with my October book haul. So this is probably the most exciting book haul I will ever film, partially because I got some really great books this month because there were some great releases, and also because something super exciting happened recently and I am just over the moon and I really want to share with you guys, but I'm gonna be saving that for the end of the video. So I'm not gonna spend too much time talking about it now because I have 12 books to get through, so without any further ado, let's get into all of them. So the first book I have to share with you guys was my most anticipated release of the year, and that is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This book actually came out at the end of September, but I didn't really get the chance to read it until the beginning of October, and I finished it and I am literally obsessed. I haven't gotten the chance to talk about this too much on my channel yet because I will be doing a full video review for it, but I have already read it and I have already reviewed it on Goodreads, so I will leave that link in the description box if you'd like to read my review. But I will say this because I already went on a whole Twitter rant about it and I already talked about it on Snapchat as well. I think I might like this more than The Night Circus, and I don't know how to deal with that. You guys know I talk about The Night Circus in literally every video. I have 3 copies of it. I actually have another copy to show you in this book haul as well, and I just ordered a 5th copy of this book. I clearly have a problem. I'm obsessed with The Night Circus, but I actually might like Crooked Kingdom more, and oh my god, I don't know how to deal with it. Granted, they're very different books that are trying to serve very different purposes, so it is kind of easy to separate the two. But oh my god, I love this book so much. If you guys haven't read this series yet, please start it. I firmly stand by the fact that this is the best YA series that is currently out right now. It is incredible, it is so meaningful, and I am not over it. I can't get over it. It's been like 2 weeks maybe since I finished this, and I still can't get over it. It's so incredible. I also got to go to one of Leigh Bardugo's stops on her Troublemakers tour earlier in October, which was just such an incredible experience. I got to meet up with some wonderful booktubers, Joss from Squibbles Reads, who is one of my absolute best booktube friends. We also did a collab together based around Crooked Kingdom. We did a Crooked Kingdom bookish lookbook, so I'll leave that link on the screen if you'd like to go watch it. I also got to meet Brandon and Yessie, who are just both wonderful people and they're so sweet, and I just had the best time at that event. It was so great meeting them. I also got to meet so many of you guys, and that was just an unbelievable, indescribable experience. Thank you so much to any of you who came up and said hi or asked to take pictures and just talked to me about books or my channel and just said the sweetest things. It meant the absolute world to me. I loved getting to talk to you all. Oh, and also as part of the tour they were giving away little playing cards that were based off of the different characters from the Six of Crows universe, and I got Inej, and I am so happy about it. Guys, I like spent the entire time waiting in line just like hoping that I was getting Inej, because Inej was my favorite character from the series, and I was just standing there with Joss and I was like, I have to get Inej. I need Inej. Like, I can't leave here without Inej. And I got Inej and it was just incredible. It was so much fun. I just had such a good time. It was definitely, hands down, the best book signing event that I have ever been to. So much fun. The next book I have to haul is actually an arc that I requested, and that is The Inexplicable Logic of My Life by Benjamin Alire. If the author's name sounds familiar to you, that's because he is the same person who wrote Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, which is one of my all-time favorite books. So when I heard that he had a new book coming out next year, I knew that I had to read it. So I requested it from the publisher and they kindly sent it to me, so thank you so much to HMH for sending me this book. I am so looking forward to reading it. This book is about this boy named Sal and his best friend Sam, and the two of them are seniors in high school, and it's about Sal kind of just discovering who he is as a person. He was adopted by a gay parent into a Mexican-American family, and it's about him coming to terms with who he is and what he wants in life, and it sounds like it's going to be like kind of like a coming of age story similar to Aristotle and Dante, and it also sounds like it's going to be equally as beautiful, and I am so thrilled to start this. I absolutely love Sans' writing. It is so simplistic and his storytelling is just so meaningful. This book unfortunately doesn't come out until March 2017, so it's a ways away, but I will be reviewing it closer to the publication date, so definitely keep your eyes out for that. The next book I have to haul is A Scandalous Secret by Jaishree Mishra. I got this book from my September Bookly box, so if you've seen that unboxing video, then you've already seen me unbox this, but if you haven't, I will leave it linked on the screen as well as down below. But this book is about this woman who lives in Delhi, and she's married, and she has like the perfect life until one day someone from her past comes in and changes her life entirely. When she was 18 years old, she had a child and gave it up for adoption, and now that child has come back looking for her, so it kind of throws her entire life out of balance. I really love the cover for this book. I like the colors a lot, and it sounds like it's going to be a really interesting story. It's also set in Delhi, and I don't think I've ever read anything that's been set in Delhi before, so I'm excited to explore that as well. The next book I have to show you guys, I actually won in a raffle at my school during Banned Book Week, and that is Sulla by Toni Morrison. I've heard wonderful things about Toni Morrison before, but I have no idea what this book is about specifically. All I really know is that it follows the story of these two black girls growing up in Ohio and their transition into womanhood and living life in America as a black woman. So it sounds like it's going to be extremely interesting and a very important read. It was also, of course, a banned book because it was part of Banned Book Week. I haven't read anything by Toni Morrison before, so I'm excited to start with this one and see what I think. So the next book I have to show you guys, I already briefly mentioned earlier in this haul, and that is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Yes, this is my 4th copy of this book, and yes, I do intend on buying more. I know, I have a problem. I recently went and sold some of my unhauled books to a used bookstore, and they give you store credit, so I was looking through their selection and I found this copy of The Night Circus for super cheap and in really good condition, so I decided to buy this one because I've always wanted a copy that I can just read through and mark up, so that's what I'm gonna do with this one specifically. I also have a feeling that I'm gonna have to move my Night Circus collection somewhere else soon because this is already 4 copies and I don't know how well this is all gonna fit in here, and I've ordered another copy and that's gonna be 5, and yeah, there's not enough room there anymore, so I might have to make like a Night Circus shelf, like an entire shelf dedicated to it, which, you know, I'm pretty okay with. This next book I also got from trading in my old books, and that is Valley of the Dolls by Jacqueline Susan. All I really know about this is that it's about women living in the 1960s and what it was like to be a woman in the 1960s, kind of from the transition of housewife culture to, I think, going into the entertainment industry. I've heard a lot about this in my gender and women's studies classes, but I haven't actually read the book, so I thought that it would be a good one to pick up, and it was in the bookstore and it was really cheap and it's also really pretty, so I decided why not? I may as well have it on my shelf for whenever I decide that I want to read it. And the last book I got from trading in my books was The Golem and the Jinni by Helen or Helene Wecker. I am obsessed with this cover, and I've been obsessed with this cover forever. It's just so pretty. But then I was at the bookstore and this edition has blue pages, and I immediately had to have it. I honestly have no idea what this book is about. All I know is that it is a fantasy novel, and we follow a golem and a jinni, which are 2 like magical creatures that suddenly appear in like the early 1900s, and I really don't know anything else about it. I am really intrigued by it because, again, the gorgeous cover, and I've actually heard some pretty good reviews on it. But as with a lot of other fantasy, I don't really like knowing too much about it before I go into it, so I've been trying to stay away from the actual synopsis. But the story of 2 magical creatures just randomly appearing sounds really fascinating to me, so I am very excited to pick this one up. The next book I have to show you guys is another very exciting release that just came out in October, and that is the illustrated edition of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I reread Sorcerer's Stone in the illustrated edition last year and I loved it. It added just another dimension to the book, so I definitely want to reread this one as well. But I've been skimming through the pages and the art in this one I honestly think is even better than the first one. I will just show you this page specifically because, like, look at that. Look at that phoenix. I'm obsessed. It is so, so beautiful. But yeah, I definitely plan to reread this one, probably this winter, just because the illustrations are so beautiful and I'm so excited to look through all of them. And now finally, since we're at the very end, I can announce the super exciting thing that I've been waiting this entire video to tell you guys. So about a week ago, I came home from school and there was this giant box from Book Outlet in front of my house, and I was really confused because I hadn't ordered anything from them. So I went inside and I opened this box, and at the very top there was this letter from Book Outlet asking me to become one of their vlogger friends, and I started screaming. If you don't know what a Book Outlet vlogger friend is, they basically have this page on their website where they feature some booktubers and they show all of the books that those booktubers have bought from their website. So you can click on the individual booktuber, it has a little blurb about them, and then it shows all of the books that they've purchased, and if you click on those books it shows which haul or which video they showcase that book in, and basically you get to be featured on their site and you get to work with them. And they asked me to be one of their vlogger friends, and I still can't believe it. I am just absolutely over the moon. If you've watched any of my hauls, you know how much I love Book Outlet because I haul a book from them, I think, in every single one of my hauls because their books are so cheap and so affordable that I honestly feel guilty when I pay more than like $5 for a book now, and it's all thanks to them. So to get to work with them is honestly a dream come true, and I am so, so grateful and appreciative. I don't even know how to express it. I'm also so thankful to you guys because without you guys watching my videos and without our little bookish community, this would never be possible. I wouldn't be able to get to talk about my favorite books or share my favorite books with you guys, and I get to do that, and it's all thanks to you. So I'm just so overwhelmed with gratitude, and I can't thank you guys enough. You all mean the world to me because I get to do things like this and share things like this with you, and that means so much more than I could ever express in words. I'm getting really emotional now, so I'm gonna stop before I embarrass myself, but Book Outlet was also super kind and sent me 4 books along with the invitation, so now I'm gonna share all those with you guys. The first book they sent me is Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I read Carry On by Rainbow Rowell a couple of months ago and I absolutely loved it, and that's the only Rainbow Rowell book I've ever read. I really don't know anything about this book other than the fact that we follow a character named Eleanor and Park, and I'm pretty sure it's a romance, or at least it's about their relationship, but I kind of just want to go into it not knowing too much at all and just letting it unfold and seeing what happens. This is also the beautiful collector's edition, and it has like fan art on the inside, and it is so gorgeous. I haven't even read this and I don't even know what the story is about, and I'm already like obsessed with this fan art. The next book they sent me is The Silver Witch by Paula Braxton. I honestly have no idea what this is about. All I know is that it's about a girl who is a witch, and I think that it might be somewhat historical fiction or something like that. So from reading the synopsis, what I can gather is that it's about a girl who is a witch living in modern times who has these visions of this witch living in the past, and then somehow the two of them come together at some point throughout the book, maybe in like a dreamlike sense or in the literal sense. I'm not fully sure, but it's about witches and it's October, so it seems like this would be a great one to pick up this month. The next book they sent me is The Bone Gap by Laura Ruby. Again, I don't know too much about this book. All I know is that it is very popular. A lot of people on BookTube have read it and really enjoyed it. I also know that this is magical realism, especially because the cover says this book is magical realism at its most magical, so that sounds fantastic. You guys know that I love magical realism and I'm willing to pick up anything in that genre, so I'm really excited to try this one out and see what I think. And finally, the last book that they sent me and the last book in this haul is Walk on Earth a Stranger by Rae Carson. Rae Carson is the author of the Girl of Fire and Thorns series, which I've been wanting to read for a very long time because I've heard fantastic things about this series. But from what I know about this book, it is a Western novel that's about the California Gold Rush, and we follow our main character who has this power to be able to sense gold in the ground. So from the historical period, you can probably tell how that would be a problem because a lot of people would want to use her for her power. It sounds like it's going to be a really interesting story, and I actually know quite a bit about the California Gold Rush because if you're like me and you live in California, you probably know what I'm talking about, but like from basically first grade until like halfway through middle school, all they teach you in history is about the California Gold Rush. So I've been taught this for years and years and years. So I've learned so much about the California Gold Rush that's kind of just been ingrained into my mind. So that makes me really excited to see how the historical aspect of this one plays out because I already know a little bit about it. So I can't wait to start this one, and I'm really hoping that I enjoy it. So that is it for my October book haul. So let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on any of the books that I just hauled. If you've read any of them, if you really want to read any of them, I would love to discuss with you. If you would like to follow any of my reading progress for these books or any other books, or just follow my general life, all of my links to my social media are in the description box as always. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!